Do you find that, coming out of school, because you chose to do an undergrad and a graduate with architecture, do you find that making that decision to transition away, both starting with education, but then moving, from architectural practice into non-traditional fields, do you find that that transition was difficult for you, or were you able to take those things that you realized and leverage them into this is a direction I would like to move? Or was it
I think
something that you kind of held back on or held yourself back on?
it was something that I really struggled with. I think one of the things that's interesting within architecture is, um, as students, I think you're told you can do so much with an architectural degree. And then I've always been involved in the AIA. The AIA is like a second family to me, but and I say family because it comes with all the dynamics of a family. It's very much like I love the AIA, but I also kind of hate pieces of
Mm-hmm.
the AIA too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you struggle
You
with a
have to be
family
critical of it. Yeah.
similarly to how you struggle. So I mean, the one thing about it is it really set me on a path to get to licensure, but I also kind of sets up this like the only path to success, right, within practice is becoming a partner or then owning your own
Mm-hmm.
firm and leading your own firm. So for me, it was really hard to make the decision to kind of step off that path. And I had a lot of people who were generally super supportive of the direction that I was taking in practice, like questioning why I had committed all this time to school and licensure to step away from that. And I feel like the profession made it harder for me in a way to make that decision because of that mindset. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but what it really came down to, again, looking at what I said about having known what I known about that studio, was like understanding what am I really passionate about? What like where can I apply my skills in a way that it aligns with those passions and is most meaningful to me? And how do I carve that space out for myself? I would say I'm now, 20 or so years into my career. I imagine that every next position I have is kind of a position that I've created for myself. And I think there's an opportunity, but I don't imagine that I'll be able to find my next role on a job board. But that's all to say that it like took a lot of work for me to get from this place where I had a very specific path that I had to follow to understanding that if you reframe things and if you think about things differently, then the world opens up to you in a much broader way.